Good morning, fellow students. Listen, I made a video a few months ago about the idea that you shouldn't try to learn tree work on YouTube. And, I had a lot of people reach out about that video. So I just wanted to come back on and speak to you guys directly, just clarify some things, just tell you where I'm at. First of all, a lot of people were saying that they missed Educated Climber as a concept. I wanted to tell you guys that I am not done in any way with Educated Climber as a project. In fact, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm just getting started with it. So don't worry about that at all. The point of that video was not to say that you can't learn online or on YouTube specifically. Of course you can learn all kinds of things. I personally have learned tons online and on YouTube. The point of the video was to distinguish between primary resources and secondary resources, okay? The point being that you need to learn tree work directly by working with someone who is good at tree work, okay? That's how you learn tree work. Now, does that mean as a blanket statement that any person that you could work with is a better resource than any individual given person on YouTube or online or something? No, of course not. There are lots of guys running around doing tree work that you could work with and learn from who aren't particularly good at tree work. Of course, we know that. Sorry, hold on here. What I mean to say is, in general, right, if you're going to embark on this commitment of learning something as big as a skilled trade, you need to do it. You need to find someone who's good at it and learn from them directly. That was the point of that video, okay? And it's not going to be me, okay? I am not the teacher. I am a student of this like everyone else. I said when I started Educated Climber that it opened me up to a ton of criticism, and I want to be very clear in saying that I absolutely deserved all of that criticism, okay? I was a cowboy. I still am a cowboy in many respects. It's just the way I learned. It's the way I came up in tree work. And and then putting yourself out there, no matter how good you are, everyone comes out of the woodwork. So I deserved that criticism, and I continue to deserve that criticism. I'm okay at certain aspects of tree work, but I'm in no way an authority on anything. Trust me. I'm out here trying to learn just as much as everyone else. Okay. What I want for you guys is I want you guys to be educated climbers, and what I mean by that is I want us as a community, I want us to get obsessed with getting better at this trade, right? I want us to learn what it takes to constantly improve and just never settle for your current level where you're at, right? So many people will learn one or two ways of getting something done, and then in the future, when they find themselves in a similar situation, their pattern recognition will kick in, and they'll think, I know how to do this because I did this before. And when that happens, part of it is just you shutting yourself off from other possible solutions to the problem, right? One of the things that I love the most about tree work is how much variation there is, and how much room there is for creativity and creative solutions to problems. So what I'm looking for personally is I'm always trying to learn a new way of getting the same thing done. So for instance, the guys who work with me, specifically over the past 5 years, they will tell you that I have made so many mistakes in my rigging, specifically. They've seen me make so many mistakes. And why is that? Is that because I don't know what I'm doing? No, it's not. It's because I'm very purposely putting myself outside of my comfort zone, right? So when I'm in a situation, I do know a way of getting it done, and I know that it would work, but I purposely don't do it that way. Do you know what I mean? I purposely do it this other way that I saw someone else do it on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, because I saw it and I took note of it and I thought, that's really interesting. I'm going to try that. And so the next time I was in a situation, I thought, hopefully if I remembered it, I thought, I'm going to try that. And so, part of what goes along with that attitude is just not being afraid, not being terrified of failing. You know what I mean? You have to be okay with making mistakes. That's the only way that you can progress and learn and get better. You know what I mean? So how do you become an educated climber? Right? Well, you get obsessed with the craft of tree work. You get obsessed with learning. You travel. You meet people. You work with other people. You read all the books, right? You watch YouTube. You find other guys to emulate, and you sift through. You sift through the people that you see, and you learn to discern. Who knows what they're doing, and who's just a poser. Or who's out there online simply trying to get noticed, so that companies will send them free stuff, for instance. You know what I mean? You learn how to sift those from the people who obviously really do know their stuff, right? You go to climbing conferences or climbing competitions. I mean, I have a lot of mixed feelings about climbing competitions, but the one thing I will say absolutely, I always learn when I'm at a climbing competition. I always learn things, and I always see things that I've never seen before, and I make mental notes of those things and I try them out, and I've learned a lot of great little tips over the years, just at climbing comps, So just leave yourself open to new experiences, and just accept the reality that you don't know very much. I think that's really what it boils down to. If you want to be an educated climber, accept that your knowledge is tiny in comparison to what it could be. Do you know what I mean? Even though it feels to you like you know a lot. It might feel to you like you know a lot, especially if you've been doing it for a long time, right? So, be humble. Be humble. Intellectual humility goes so far for learning. Everything in life works that way. I mean, a cup that believes it's full can't hold any more water. You know what I mean? If you approach things with the attitude that you know, well, then you can't learn. You can't take in new information. And that's where it comes back to egos. I was talking about egos in the other video, right? So, they say that certainty is the great disease of our time, right? And that's, everyone's running around convinced that they know everything, you know what I mean? That their opinion is valid, is the true, correct one. And, when that's your attitude, it's hard to be humble, you know what I mean? So, just accept that there's always so much more to know. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. There's so much more to know. And just make a lifelong commitment to getting better. That, to me, is what it means to be an educated climber. That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for the guys who work for me. And that's what I want for the community as a whole. I want all of us to get better at our craft, find better, more efficient, safer ways of getting tree work done, so that we can grow, and keeping an open mind and intellectual humility is the key to all of those things. So make a commitment to being an educated climber. And so that's what I'm trying to do here on this channel is I am a student of this just as much as anyone, I promise you. And I'm on a journey of self-discovery and learning just as much as anyone else. And my hope is that I can do a better job in the future of taking you guys along on that journey with me. The one thing I will say for sure is, since I started Educated Climber, I put myself out there so far that it really forced me to work very hard to learn and grow my own skill set and my own knowledge so that I could try and show better technique at work. So I personally have grown so much. I started Educated Climber in the summer of 2016. I started online in December of 2016. And when I fast forward from then till now, I mean, it is like night and day in terms of my own personal knowledge and abilities in tree work. I'm 43 years old now. I am such a better climber than I was in my 30s. It's not even close. And that's just from learning, keeping an open mind. But that being said, I have so far to go. I have these aspirations of, I'm a climber at heart. We had a bucket truck at work from September of 2018 up until this past June of 2024. But I'm back to climbing. I mean, during that time we had a bucket truck, I was still climbing all the time. Maybe 25% max of our jobs we could reach with the bucket. Most of the work that we do is backyards. So backyard trimming that's our bread and butter. That's the majority of the work that we do. So, I've always been a climber. I identify as a climber. My identity is wrapped up in being a climber. Do you know what I mean? So much so that I don't know what I would do if I couldn't climb. And I don't ever want to stop climbing. I have no plans to ever stop. I have no plans to retire. I don't make enough money in tree work to save up and retire at a random arbitrary age like people used to do in the 80s and 90s. I mean, my plan is to work. I'm going to be a tree climber for the rest of my life. So it's in my own best interest to learn everything I can and to get better so that I can get more done and work longer into my career, right? So that's where I'm at. I've been rambling for quite a while now, but hopefully that makes sense. So, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think of all this. But that's my goal. I want all of us to be educated climbers. That was always my goal. I didn't do a good job of articulating that. I'm older now. Hopefully I'm capable of doing a better job of explaining things in general, and this in particular. So hope that makes sense. Hope you guys can get a lot of value out of it. I do have a lot of projects on the go. A lot of new stuff will be coming out. So look forward to it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate everyone in the community for being here, and appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Until next time, climb high, work smart, and read more.